Bella Hadid may have been holding playing cards in her hands, but it was impossible for fans to focus on the game she was teasing when all eyes were drawn somewhere else entirely. The supermodel turned actress sent Instagram into a spiral early Saturday morning after sharing a series of photos that felt less like a casual post and more like a carefully staged moment designed to linger in the minds of anyone scrolling past. From the very first image, it was clear this wasn't just about fashion or aesthetics, it was about presence, confidence, and the kind of effortless allure that Bella has mastered over the years. The opening shot set the tone immediately. Bella stood posed in a sleek black dress that appeared deceptively simple from the front, but revealed its real impact from behind. The dress was backless, sculpted to hug her figure, and featured strategically placed cutouts that left little to the imagination while still maintaining that high fashion edge she's known for. The design framed her silhouette perfectly, accentuating her curves in a way that felt intentional and unapologetic. Fans didn't need a caption to know what she was doing. The dress did all the talking. She held a set of playing cards loosely in her hand, as if the game itself was secondary to the mood she was creating. Her gaze met the camera through a masquerade-style mask, adding an air of mystery that elevated the entire shoot. It wasn't just seductive, it was theatrical. The mask hinted at secrecy, at hidden intentions, at a playful sense of performance. Bella wasn't just posing. She was telling a story, and she knew exactly how to pull people into it. As the photos continued, the atmosphere only intensified. In another shot, one of her friends appeared beside her, an arm wrapped casually around Bella's waist. The intimacy of the gesture felt natural rather than forced, like a candid moment caught mid-movement. It added a social, almost behind-the-scenes feel to the post, as though viewers were getting a glimpse into a private night rather than a curated shoot. The friend's presence didn't distract from Bella. It amplified her, reinforcing her central role in every frame. In a following image, that same friend turned away from the camera, leaving Bella once again as the focal point. The shift was subtle but effective. It redirected attention squarely back to her, emphasizing that while others might orbit around her, she remains the undeniable center. Bella leaned into the moment, literally and figuratively, bringing the playing cards closer to her face and biting down on them in a way that felt both playful and provocative. It was a small gesture, but one loaded with intention, designed to spark conversation and keep people replaying the image in their minds. This wasn't shock value for the sake of it. Bella has long understood the difference between being revealing and being intentional. Every pose, every angle, every expression felt thought out. Confidence she projected wasn't loud or desperate for attention. It was controlled, self-assured, and deeply rooted in her understanding of how her image resonates with the public. She didn't need to explain herself. The photos spoke fluently in the visual language of high fashion and modern celebrity culture. Fans reacted instantly, flooding the comments with admiration, fire emojis, and messages praising her boldness and beauty. Some focused on the craftsmanship of the dress, others on her ability to make even a simple prop like playing cards feel charged with meaning. And of course, many couldn't help but comment on how striking the overall look was from behind, noting how the dress seemed almost designed to draw attention to that specific angle. Bella didn't shy away from that reaction. If anything, it felt like she anticipated it. What made the post even more effective was how seamlessly she transitioned from seductive imagery to branding. In the final photo of the carousel, Bella shifted gears without breaking the mood, showcasing her perfume brand, or Bella. The bottle appeared elegant and refined, captured in a way that matched the luxurious tone of the rest of the post. It wasn't jarring or overly promotional. Instead, it felt like a natural extension of the aesthetic she had already established. This kind of subtle marketing has become one of Bella's strengths. She doesn't push products aggressively. She integrates them into moments that already feel aspirational, making fans associate the brand with the same confidence and allure she embodies. By the time viewers reached the last image, they were already immersed in the world she had created, making the appearance of Bella feel less like an advertisement and more like an invitation. Timing of the post also played a role in its impact. Dropping the photos early on a Saturday morning ensured they caught people during peak scrolling hours, when attention spans are relaxed and curiosity is high. It was the perfect window for something visually striking to take over timelines, and Bella's post did exactly that. Within hours, it was being shared, discussed, and dissected across social media platforms. Bella's ability to command attention like this isn't accidental. Over the years, she has carefully built a public image that balances vulnerability with strength, mystery with openness. She's spoken candidly about her struggles with health issues and the pressures of fame, which makes moments like this feel earned rather than superficial. When she leans into glamour and seduction, it comes across as empowerment rather than performance. There's also something to be said about how she continues to evolve. Early in her career, much of the conversation around Bella centered on comparisons, to her sister, to other models, to industry standards. Now, posts like this highlight how firmly she has stepped into her own identity. She's not trying to compete with anyone. She's simply expressing herself in a way that feels authentic to her current chapter. The masquerade theme, the cards, the dark color palette, all of it hinted at risk, chance, and control. Games of cards are about strategy as much as luck, and Bella's imagery subtly echoed that idea. She knows when to reveal, when to conceal, and how to keep people guessing. The mask wasn't just an accessory, it was a metaphor. You see enough to be intrigued, but not enough to feel like you've seen everything. Even the choice of a black dress carried weight. Black is timeless, powerful, and often associated with confidence and authority. Paired with the daring cutouts and open back, it created a contrast that felt both classic and modern. Bella has always excelled at walking that line, honoring fashion traditions while pushing boundaries just enough to stay ahead of the curve. As fans continued to engage with the post, it became clear that this wasn't just another Instagram moment. It was a reminder of why Bella Hadid remains one of the most talked about figures in fashion and pop culture. She understands the visual economy of social media better than most, and she uses that knowledge not just to attract attention but to shape how she's perceived. In a single carousel of photos, she managed to blend sensuality, friendship, mystery, and entrepreneurship without any one element overpowering the others. That balance is difficult to achieve, yet Bella made it look effortless. Post didn't feel forced or overly curated, even though it clearly was. That's part of the illusion she's perfected, the ability to make highly intentional content feel spontaneous. By the time fans finished scrolling, they weren't just thinking about the dress or the pose or the perfume bottle. They were thinking about Bella herself, about the confidence she radiated, and about the way she continues to control her narrative in an industry that often tries to define women by narrow standards. She flipped that script by leaning fully into her own vision. In the end, the playing cards may have been just a prop, but Bella Hadid proved once again that she's always holding a winning hand.